Hi, friend. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About That. Today is just going to be chill. We've had two guests in the last two episodes, and I did post a Q&A box a couple times on my story, so I've got a couple questions that I'm going to answer from you guys. But I'm thinking this is just going to be short and sweet and just you and I talking again, like good old times. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to go through these questions, talk about them a little bit. I've got a couple random thoughts that I wrote down a couple days ago or like throughout however long it's been. I'm also on my lunch break, so if you're watching, I'm in my car yet again. I'm in my scrubs, all that fun stuff. There's a mattress behind me. Covey and I are redoing our second bedroom from making it like our office storage space and making it like an actual guest bedroom. Super excited about it, but we don't have the bed frame yet, but we found a really good deal on a mattress. So we have the mattress, just no bed frame, so mattress is in the back of my car. Okay. Q&A. Least favorite and favorite thing about myself. I would say my least favorite thing about myself is probably like I procrastinate. Like I feel like I'm super smart, and like if I really applied myself, like things would come easier to me, and like things would be able to be a lot easier to do. But I feel like I just wait till the last minute to do anything school related, so then like I'm always playing catch up, and I just think that's so frustrating. Because something that I wrote down, one of my random thoughts is like, it's just crazy how learning works. Like you literally sit down, learn it or understand it, and like you just know the information. And it's just crazy that I think that that's crazy because it's just how it works. But I wish I could find more time to learn and like do stuff like that, because I really enjoy the feeling of learning something new and like knowing and recalling that information. So that's, I guess, my least favorite thing about myself is that I procrastinate and don't learn and apply myself like I should, and I know that I can. My favorite thing about myself is probably, I don't know, I guess my selflessness or like my sense of humor. I don't know, I feel like I'm constantly like giving myself to other people the best I can. Sometimes if I don't give that to you, then maybe I just don't like you, but I feel like I do my best to like be respectful and like understanding of other people, and like any way that I can like serve others, I feel like I try to do. But I also think that I'm funny. When do I graduate? So I graduate OT school in August of 2024, so super close. I have my last little bit of academics until the end of this year, and then I start field work in January. So January to August I'll be in the field working, not getting paid, but doing stuff OT wise and not necessarily in a classroom or in lab like I have been since September of 21. So yeah, graduate in August of 2024. Do I have any tattoos? Yes. I have two. I have one on the inside of my right ankle. It is a C4. I got it on my bachelorette trip a little over a year ago. My husband is the fourth, and then obviously his first name starts with a C. So my two maid of honors, one wrote the C and one wrote the 4, and then I got it on my bachelorette trip. So I can say my first tattoo was on my bachelorette trip for my future husband with my maid of honors. Kind of cool. And then my second one is on my wrist. It's on the inside of my left wrist, and it is 2 Timothy 1:7-8. It is the Bible verse that my husband and I chose to be like the foundation of our family and our marriage. It talks about how the Lord gave us a spirit of wisdom and strength and not fear, to know how and where and when to share our testimonies and the gospel. So we got that one together on our honeymoon about 10-ish months ago, I guess. And he's got the same verse, different font, but still on his arm. So next question is, how is married life? It's great. You hear everybody say like marriage is hard and it takes a lot of work, and it 1000% is, but it's the most rewarding and like the most fun thing ever. Like you literally live and hang out with your best friend and like get to do life with someone and like you picked who you get to do that with, and so I think that's just like super cool. And he's also very funny, and we see a lot of life the same way, so I love him. Allie said, quote, all things OT. Oh, I wanted to update y'all. Last time I talked about OT, or a couple episodes ago, I talked about my grad school journey and like what I want to do with occupational therapy, and I've come to the realization, or recently have learned about OTs in the NICU, and I am just pumped up about that. I think that'd be so cool. So I'm gonna add that to my list. So we've got OTs in the NICU. I'm pumped up, fired up about wanting to do that. I'm gonna see how I can figure that out. Oh, well, and then the next question is what is something that you're excited about? I feel like there's so much in the next, like, literally, like, 8 months that I'm super excited about. This weekend, Covey and I are just, like, hanging out and, like, spending intentional time together, like, at a hotel in Auburn, and, like, it's the SEC championship in basketball, and we're just, like, gonna go watch it at the bar and, like, go to a nice restaurant and stay in a really nice room, and I don't know, I'm excited about that. We got couples massages. It's just gonna be fun. And then in June, I'm going to Italy for something very special, and if y'all can help me convince Sandy, my future stepmom, to come on, then we can talk about what is happening in Italy and why we're so excited about it. But we're going to be there for a week, so I'm super excited about Italy in June. And then Covey and I are also training for a half marathon that we're going to run on my birthday in September. So I'm super excited about that. We've started training last week, so we're in the middle of week 2. And I've just been super excited about it. I ordered medals and everything. We're going to like make our own route and like just run that distance, but on my birthday, and so we like made ribbons or whatever that are for it. But I'm super excited about like my newfound passion for like running races and stuff. We've got a 5K at the end of March. We've got a 10K in the middle of May, and we've thought about running a 10K in Italy. They do like 10K tours, so you like run a 10K behind your tour guide. That would be super cool. And then there's just other races that I've like gotten super excited about running, but not signed up for too many yet. Gotta pace myself. No pun intended. Next, favorite compliment. I love when people compliment, obviously, like my favorite things about myself. So like I think I'm funny, so when someone tells me that they think I'm funny, like that just fills up my cup. Or like if I get something new that like I'm excited about and someone compliments it, like earrings or a shirt or like an outfit or something, or like how I did my hair, and like I'm super proud of it, when someone gives me a compliment like that, I love that. Or like when someone gives you a compliment about something that you worked really hard on. Biggest regret? I don't like to think that I have any regrets, but if I had to pick one thing, this is like so dumb, so like I love my life and I don't think I would change anything about how it is now, but, and I don't think this would change like where I'm at in my life right now, but if I could pick, when I was little, my parents made me pick one sport to like really commit to, which they made my brother do that too. I mean, we were playing 80 different things, I feel like, but I should have picked gymnastics instead of soccer. I feel like I was so much better at gymnastics than I was ever gonna be at soccer, but I just love soccer so much, so that's why I picked soccer. But I think I could have gotten a lot further in gymnastics, and I think I miss gymnastics more than I miss soccer. So, go to coffee order. I don't feel like I have like I get this one thing everywhere I go, but 90% of the time I'm picking iced coffee instead of hot coffee, unless I'm making it at my house because we only have a Keurig. And I'm usually just like a plain like vanilla latte or like lavender latte. Like I'm not gonna like make something frou-frou. Occasional like macchiato if I'm like really needing to pick me up. But honestly, I don't know enough about coffee. Like, there might be more espresso in a latte than a macchiato, but I just feel like I get more from a macchiato. But I really don't know. It's usually just like a iced vanilla latte, unless I go somewhere that has like a cool seasonal flavor. I'll do like an iced whatever latte, but I'm just pretty basic, I guess. Go to gas station snack. Okay, that's tricky. I'm always getting a water. If I'm getting candy, I'm getting Sour Patch Kids. If I'm not getting candy, then I'm getting like spicy beef jerky. If I'm getting something other than water, I'm either getting a Celsius or like apple juice or cranberry juice or like a juice type of deal, like in the morning. But typically unless I'm going on a road trip and I get one of those things I just mentioned, I usually don't stop at the gas station just to get a snack unless I'm like craving something, and it's usually just something out of the blue. So it's not like a go-to. It's just like whatever I'm feeling. I also love regular Skittles. Advice for your 18-year-old self. When I was 18, I was fresh into undergrad and like my freshman year of college. Probably just like, honestly, I'm like kind of proud of my 18-year-old self. Like, I stood up to a lot of people that I needed to stand up to. I like stayed true to like my beliefs and like who I am and like what I believed in. Like, I didn't go out a lot in undergrad, like at all. Especially as an 18-year-old like freshman. Like, I was like going to church and like finding my people there. I feel like I'm very proud of my 18-year-old self. I think if there was anything I could tell my 18-year-old self, it would be just like love your body. I struggled a lot with like body image and eating disorders, and that was not my fault, which took me a little bit to realize, and like a lot of that was caused by my upbringing and like, yeah, not like really social media like a lot of it I think is caused by now, but like I wish I could just tell my 18-year-old self, like, love your body. It is a temple, and you need it to be healthy, and, like, you need to take care of it. Anyways, favorite book. I don't really read a lot, first of all, and the books that I do read, it's kind of like with movies. Like, I just read the same ones over and over again, and, like, just watch the same movies over and over again, because they just take me a long time, and if I find one that I like, I don't want to waste my time reading one that I might not. But for the longest time, my favorite book was While the World Watched. It's a book about the bombing in Birmingham and the 4 girls that died in the bathroom. Super sad, but like such a good like historical book, and like I love those types of books. The book that I'm reading now is The Alice Network, and that one is so good. I'm like so hooked and 1000% recommend to anyone who likes history books and things like that. But also Where the Crawdads Sing, I was stuck on that book, read it as fast as I could, and Redeeming Love, super good. It's like a biblical story based in like a different time period. And then Where the Crawdads Sing, I feel like everybody knows either what that book is about or at least like heard about the movie because it just came out, but it's about like this girl that lives in the marsh. Anyways, biggest fear. I don't know if I have a lot of fears. I mean, obviously, like, something happening to the people that I love or, like, something like that. But I have this weird theory of, like, how I'm going to die. And, like, people look at me sideways when I say this, but you're not looking at me right now, or at least I can't see you, so I'm going to tell you and whatever. But I'm going to die in my car one of 3 ways, okay? 1, I'm going to be driving on a bridge, and the bridge is going to collapse, and I'm going to go into the ocean, and I'm going to drown. 2, I'm going to be driving, and someone's going to get mad at me and get road rage and drive up next to me and shoot me while I'm driving. Or 3, it's going to be dark outside, and I'm going to be walking to my car, and I'm going to unlock my car too fast, and someone is going to get in the back of my car and, like, strangle me or something when I get in. Or they're going to be, like, hiding underneath my car so I can't see them, and then I'm going to come up, and they're going to, like, grab me or something. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to die in my car. That's a fear. But anyways, yeah. Okay. That's pretty much it for the Q&A. If you want to ask me more questions, we can do another one of these episodes. Just let me know. You can just DM me on the Instagram. It's Let's Talk About That Podcast or whatever. But I did want to talk about some random thoughts that I had written down. I already talked about crazy how learning works, but there's just a few more things. Crazy how toxic like the gym can be. Because, like, you like feel like you miss a day and then you like are set back, or like, I don't know. If you really think about it, like gyms are like kind of toxic if you let them be. Like you can compare yourself to the people that are there, or like you can lose progress if you miss like even a week. It can set you back, which is crazy and like frustrating as heck. And then like the toxicity of like, if you work out this certain way, you need to eat this certain way, or like if you don't work out, then you don't need to eat this, or like whatever. It's just like the gym should be healthy for you, and like sometimes it's a struggle and like toxic. Anyways, oh, this is also something that I thought about. It's crazy like how names work for like kids, like how there's like, oh, that's like such an old name, or like names rotate kind of like trends and like styles and stuff. It's like everybody wants to name their kid after their grandma, or like whatever. So it's like, if I name my kid after my grandma and you name your kid after your grandma, then our grandma's names are the next generation. And then if they want to name their kids after their granddad or their grandparents or whatever, then that's our parents. And then our parents' names are that generation. And it's just like everybody wanting to name their kids after grandparents or parents or whatever, and how the names like cycle. It's just like every 3 or 4 generations, those names are just over and over again. Or people just name their kids after like random objects and like brands, and then those names get thrown in there. I don't know, weird. But that's just me and my opinions. And that was another thing I was going to say. It's crazy that people like don't want people to know their kids' names before their kids are born, and like have that name on their birth certificate, because they don't want other people's opinions. It's like, one, why do you care about other people's opinions? But 2, like, why are people giving you their opinions on your kids' names? Like, it's not your kid's name. Maybe it's your grandkid, but like, who cares? And then nicknames. We were talking about this, I don't remember when, and Kobe's like, why do people name their kids one thing with the expectation and like knowledge that they're gonna call them something else? Like, why don't you just call your kid their name, or name them what you're gonna call them? And it's also crazy like how random nicknames come about. Like, my dad calls me Bobo, which, like, I know the story behind it, but, like, my name's Sophie, and it's just crazy. Like, some people... Oh, and also, I learned the other day, or, like, a couple weeks ago, people whose names are Margaret that go by Peggy, and people whose names are William but go by Bill, and, like, weird nicknames like that that's, like, a common thing. It's because the name Margaret had a nickname of Maggie, and then up north, their accents made it sound like Peggy. So then, just like generations, and people moving south, the name Margaret, aka Maggie, people thought that they were saying Peggy. Crazy. Same thing, because it rhymes, or whatever. Like when people up north say it, like Maggie. I don't know, doesn't sound like it to me, but Bill. Like, my name's William, I go by Will, and then all of a sudden it just changes to Bill. Anyways, food for thought, or just fun fact for you. And then I also wanted to talk about how I wrote down, do gifts count as a gift? Question mark. It's a great question. I wish I knew what I meant by that. Oh, I was just going to say that I love surprises, but I hate knowing that a surprise is coming. So, like, for example, like when I knew that I was about to get engaged, I hated the surprise of it and not knowing the details, because, like, I knew it was coming. Like, the anticipation of it, like, stressed me out and made me super anxious. But I love not knowing that I'm going to have a surprise. And then, like, when I'm surprised, like, that's great. But if I, like, know that there's going to be a surprise, I don't like that. Oh, and then I just wrote down, like, surprises that I could remember from the last few years. When I went to surprise my friend Bailey a couple weekends ago, just to, like, see her in Birmingham. She was naked when I walked in, so that was for sure a surprise. When I was in undergrad, I drove and surprised my dad for his birthday. I think it was, like, on a Wednesday or something. Like, brought him a balloon to work and, like, went to lunch with him and spent the weekend with him. And then Logan, my other maid of honor with Bailey, we surprised her with a trip to Nashville. We went skydiving. Surprised her with that too. And that was really fun. I love surprises. I get super excited when I know about a surprise and it finally gets pulled off, pumped up. Okay, I really think that that's about it. This is going to be a really short episode, and I kind of love that because I just feel like the last couple episodes have been a little bit longer, and I just kind of feel like this is just like a listen while you do something else kind of thing. I don't know, whatever. But I just wanted this one to be chill, just you and me talking again. Let me know if you like these types of episodes better, or if you like having guests. My husband will be back on in a month or so to talk about our first year of marriage, because that's just something that I wanted to talk about, and I feel like a lot of people don't know what really happens, and you just hear that it's the hardest year of your life or whatever, but yeah, we'll do that. And I have a couple other guests that I want to have on, but just let me know what y'all really like, what you don't like, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. My husband is bringing me Zaxby's right now, and I'm super excited, and I hope you can't hear my stomach growling, but that also is a motivator to stop recording. So, love ya, mean it, bye!